Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today I want to talk about why I think you should make your own chord book rather than buying one. Now, little story for you. One day when I was teaching at the Guitar Institute, we're all sitting around the staff room, and one of the teachers came in and said, "Hey man, I'm doing this book for a big publishing company. I'm 20 chords short. Who's got some wacky chords that we can pop in there?" And we all sat around trying to figure out fun ways of playing basic chords for I can't remember what the book was called, like 1,001 chords for guitar or something like that, or 100 chords you must know, or I don't know. They all have those kind of titles, right? The chords that you need to know are the ones that you need for songs that you're going to play. If you're not into jazz, you do not need to learn how to play G13 flat 9. You just don't. So rather than trying to have hundreds of chords that you learn that you're never going to use, I would recommend making your own chord book and writing in the chord grips the way that you're going to play for the songs that you like playing. It'll also help you remember the chord shapes. Okay, doing it yourself and writing it down will help you create a visual representation of that chord in your mind. Further down the line, we might want to add to your chord book and make a note of what the notes are in the different chords. Particularly if you're going to study the theory side of stuff as well, you can start to make some really strong connections between what the notes are in the chord, where they're found on the neck, how to manipulate chords to change them into other chords. The function of the notes will also become apparent at that kind of point as well. That's not something for beginners. That's a little bit further down the way. On the website, you're going to find some blank chord box paper that you can easily print out. If you're over on the website already, it'll be in the Downloads tab. You just print it out and make your own chords. If you happen to like it a bit neater, there's some wonderful software that I use for my own stuff, which is called Neck Diagrams, okay? So if you just look up Neck Diagrams 2 software, they've got up to version 2 now, amazing software, and the guy who developed the software is also named Justin. He was a student of mine at the Guitar Institute. Hi Justin, if you happen to be watching this. So if you prefer having like nicely typed up stuff, then you could do it your own using software, but handwritten is plenty good enough for this stage in your career. One little tip that I'd like to share is the idea of printing out 7 pages of chords and then having 1 page for your A chords, 1 page for your B chords, 1 page for your C chords, and you'd put like your A minor, A7, A7 sus4, all of your different A type chords on the A page. Just means finding them's a little easier than having a kind of a jumbled approach. Later on, you're going to want ones for A sharp and B flat and C sharp and D flat and that sort of stuff, but definitely in the beginner's course, we're not going near any of those chords just yet. Big thanks to Sean, my old student there, who I think was the first student I saw who printed it out that way, and it totally made sense. I feel like I should have thought of that myself when I used to recommend this idea. But, just having 7 pieces of paper with your chords on there helps you remember the chord shapes. Having all of the A chords together will start helping you see the relationships between the different chords. As I said, if you get into music theory, particularly on my theory course, we learn about manipulating one chord to turn it into another one. Much easier than trying to remember thousands of different chord shapes. I don't think you're going to end up ever learning thousands of different chord shapes, really. You're going to learn like maybe 100. Probably less, but then you're going to learn how to manipulate them. It's a much stronger approach. I'm waffling too much now. Just print out some blank chord box paper, make your own chord book. It's a really good idea. It's going to stand you in good stead. It'll help you remember the chords. I don't need to do any more of that. It's not in your practice routine. Just do it. Make your chord book. See you for more very soon. Bye-bye.